In 1914, the Colorado National Guard opened fire on a tent colony of striking coal miners and their families in Ludlow, Colorado. The tents were torched. The people inside didn't all make it out. When the smoke cleared, 2 women and 11 children were found suffocated and burned in a pit beneath the ruins of tent number 58. The country was outraged, but no one was ever punished. This is the story of the Ludlow Massacre, an American atrocity buried under 100 years of silence. Welcome to From the Ashtray, where the truth drifts through the smoke and real talk burns through the noise. I'm Kalix Rivers, and this show, it's about the stories they don't teach in school, the people they leave out of the books, and the patterns that we keep repeating. Today, we're digging into one of the deadliest labor disputes in American history, where corporate greed, government violence, and immigrant struggle collide in blood and fire. Coal mining towns were company owned from the ground up. The company controlled the water, electricity, even the schools, and could cut you off if you fell out of favor. Housing was substandard, 1 or 2 room shacks for entire families, often without insulation or plumbing, and in the harsh mountain weather. Child labor was widespread. Boys as young as 10 worked in the mines or at breaker stations where they sorted coal. Accidents were frequent and often deadly. Immigrant miners faced language barriers and racial discrimination, making them easy to exploit. Many couldn't read the contracts they signed. Medical care was nearly non existent, and a company doctor might visit, but serious injuries meant permanent disability or death. Life insurance, not for the laborers. Despite the hardship, spirits in Ludlow were strong. Women organized kitchens and schooling, while union men held community meetings by lantern light. The strike drew national attention. Activists like Helen Gurley Flynn and Mother Jones supported it vocally, calling attention to the miners' plight. The Guards' role shifted from protection to intimidation. Reports surfaced of the Guards destroying Union literature, beating miners, and shooting at tents during night patrols. Guardsmen sometimes demanded to search tents at gunpoint, looking for weapons, while mothers shielded their children with their bodies. Despite all of this, Ludlow endured until April 20th. The attack was premeditated. Guards set up firing positions in the hills, while others flanked the camp. They cut the phone lines to prevent calls for help. Louis Tickas had reportedly tried to negotiate a ceasefire earlier in the day, but was brutally beaten unconscious and then executed. His body was found later with a broken rifle stock nearby. Eyewitnesses said women were waving white sheets from tent flaps, begging for mercy as bullets tore through the canvas. Miners' families were pinned down for hours, crawling through dirt, praying the bullets would stop before the fire reached them. When the flames consumed the camp, most of the survivors fled into the hills. But those in the quote-unquote death pit never had a chance. The 10-day coalfield war, as it was called, saw strikers seizing mine sites, cutting off railways, and engaging in direct gun battles with company and state forces. Federal troops arrived only after national pressure reached to the boiling point. President Woodrow Wilson finally sent the U.S. Army, not to punish the killers, but to restore order. In court and in Congress, the story was spun. Ivy Lee distributed staged photographs and pamphlets suggesting the strikers were violent radicals. Rockefeller toured Colorado under public scrutiny but never set foot in Ludlow itself. The long-term result? Labor reform stagnated. No major policy was enacted immediately. Instead, Ludlow became a cautionary tale for organizers and a tool for company owners to justify force. You'd think we'd move past this, but when rail workers today can't get paid sick leave and unions are demonetized on cable news, we're still living in Ludlow's shadow. The Ludlow Massacre was one event in a broader pattern. Blair Mountain, Pullman, Haymarket. Each time, power chose violence over negotiation. Our history isn't one of peaceful progress. It's one of pressure, resistance, and sacrifice. Progress was paid for in blood, not just votes. And that's why stories like Ludlow matter. Because every time we forget them, the cycle starts again. This show isn't just about telling you old stories. It's about making sure they don't happen again. Thank you for watching.